A secret code hidden on the Healer family car spells out the exact digital color of Bluey's fur. It's been staring at you from every driving scene, and once you crack it, you'll realize this show has layers you never imagined. Bluey fans meet Stranger Things fans in the most unexpected place. In Seesaw, Chili and another mom are chatting about waiting for season 4 and something related to Russia. Sound familiar? That's straight up Stranger Things talk, and the timing was perfect since this was right around when everyone was obsessing over Hopper's fate. The creators basically made their characters Netflix bingers just like us. Remember Flappy, that little blue butterfly who helped Chili find Frisky in the sign? She wasn't just a random plot device, she was planned from day one. Way back in Slide, when Bingo and Lila save that caterpillar, that little guy eventually becomes Flappy. But here's the real kicker. Coco's hair clip isn't a flower at all. It's actually a blue butterfly that's been sitting on her head the entire series, hinting at Flappy's importance. Joe Brum even made a short film called Causes back in 2001 about how a butterfly's wings can cause consequences across the world. Without Flappy, the healers might have actually moved away. That's some serious butterfly effect storytelling. Ever notice Bandit looks exactly like, well, a bandit? Look at his face markings. That dark fur around his eyes looks just like a classic bandit mask from old westerns. The word bandit literally means robber or outlaw, and the animators made him look the part with those natural face markings that resemble the masks bandits wear in movies. No wonder he's so good at sneaky dad jokes, disappearing when there's housework to be done, and stealing moments with his kids. The creators named him perfectly and gave him the look to match. Chili's got serious musical taste, and the creators made sure we know it. In Weekend, when she comes back from her run, zoom in on her music player for just a few seconds. That album cover? It's the dog version of Pink Floyd's Dark Side of the Moon, one of the most iconic albums in rock history. Mama Healer is officially cooler than most of us, and she's not alone. Rocco, one of Bandit's mates, rocks the same player. The girls' unicorn obsession runs way deeper than you think, and the creators have been dropping unicorn hints constantly. We know Muffin has a whole collection, and Unicorse is their favorite chaotic puppet, but look closer. In Surprise, there's a unicorn hidden on a book cover sitting by the TV. Blink and you'll miss it. In the Minnesota Hungry, Bluey's drawing on the floor is actually a unicorn, but you only see it clearly when Bandit pretends to swallow her and the camera angle changes. These unicorn references are scattered throughout episodes like magical breadcrumbs, showing just how obsessed the Healer girls really are with their fantasy creatures. The Healer family fridge is basically a living timeline of the entire series, and every drawing tells a story. In Perfect, you can spot drawings referencing Mia from Barky Boats. That's the older girl Bluey met, who's in love with Captain. There's an angry-faced Muffin that totally suits her stressed-out personality, the exact same cart from Wagon Ride where Bandit pulled the girls to the park, and Bingo's duck cake masterpiece that Bandit struggled to make for her birthday. You'll even find Rad and Frisky holding hands with little hearts above their heads, and the crazy Unicorse puppet. Their fridge has more continuity and character development than most TV shows. It's like the animators created a mini museum of memories. Subscribe now before Bandit makes you disappear in his world. Since Bluey's distributed by Disney Worldwide, the creators love dropping tribute Easter eggs. In Bumpy and the Wise Old Wolfhound, when Bingo and Chili are in the hospital, look closely at the wall behind Bingo. There's a drawing of a clownfish that's identical to Nemo from Finding Nemo. The creators snuck in a Disney reference right in a hospital scene where you'd least expect it. They also turned Apple's iPad into a bone-shaped tablet with a bone logo instead of the apple, showing how this dog world mirrors our tech, but makes it their own. Unlike most cartoons, where characters are frozen in time forever, Bluey characters actually grow up before our eyes. Socks is the perfect example. She starts as a tiny pup walking on all fours like a real baby, barely able to form proper words. However, As the episodes progress, she learns to walk upright like the other characters, and her speech becomes clearer and more complex. By the sign, she's having full conversations and acting like a proper big kid. The creators are showing genuine child development happening in real time, making these characters feel like they're actually living and growing, not just repeating the same behaviors episode after episode. Snickers and his bright yellow cap are practically inseparable. It's like his superhero costume. However, we only see him without it twice in the entire series, and both instances are quite special. Once in Explorers, when it flies off his head during his epic hill slide adventure, and once in the Minnesota K9 News, when he removes it to look all professional while doing a pretend news broadcast. That cap is basically part of his identity at this point, like he was born wearing it. It makes you realize how much thought goes into each character's look and personality, right down to their accessories. That Tooth Fairy $5 bill Bluey gets has been on the adventure of a lifetime. The same exact note travels from Bluey to Winton's dad at the fair, then to the German sausage vendor, then to the juice lady, and finally ends up with the street musician. But it doesn't stop there. It pops up again in dance mode and the quiet game, still making its rounds through Brisbane. This little piece of currency has seen more of the city than most tourists and has its own secret storyline running through multiple episodes. It's like the animators created their own version of Where's Waldo, but with money that has a life of its own. Chloe the Dalmatian lives at house number 101, and that's definitely not a coincidence. That's a direct shout out to Disney's 101 Dalmatians. And considering Disney distributes Bluey worldwide, this Easter egg is pure genius. The creators took one of Disney's most famous dog movies and gave it a sneaky reference right in the address. Makes you wonder if Chloe's secretly got 100 siblings running around somewhere, or if her parents chose that house number on purpose because they're Dalmatian fans. Ever wonder how bathroom signs work in a world full of dogs? At the community playground, the restroom signs show dog figures instead of human stick figures, which makes perfect sense. But here's where it gets weird. One sign shows a dog walking on all fours, which doesn't match how any of these characters actually behave since they all walk upright like humans. The fan theory is that it indicates the girls' bathroom, since Bingo uses that restroom in the scene. The boys' room probably shows a dog lifting its leg, which would be hilarious and totally fitting for this show's attention to detail. Most fans know about the hidden long dogs scattered throughout episodes, but sometimes these aren't just random Easter eggs. They actually connect to what's happening in the story. In Duck Cake, there's a long dog holding a whisk with icing on the cupboard right while Bandit's struggling to make Bingo's birthday cake. In Onzies, when Bluey and Bingo are running around dressed as wild animals, there's a long dog wearing a cheetah outfit behind them, perfectly matching the episode's theme. In Dirt, when Wendy cuts Judo's hair so she can play in the mud, you can spot a long dog behind the bathtub with flowing long hair. These aren't random. They're thematic Easter eggs that mirror the episode's plot. If your brain isn't completely melted from all these revelations, check out one of these 2 videos next for even more Bluey mysteries that'll change how you see the Healer family forever.